I've been getting a lot of questions around, can AI replace thought leaders or experts or even authors? And I have a very particular opinion about it. And I think it's really important for us to talk about the difference between the humans and the machines. So first of all, I want you to be thinking about this term I'm calling AI atrophy, because right now AI is so noisy. Everybody's kind of jumping on the bandwagon. Everybody's talking about using it to make them more productive, or programming agents, AI agents, to either like help them in their marketing or support them in even fulfillment for clients, etc. And those are all good. I'm always big on take a step back and take a look at it and ask yourself, what would you be using AI for? And we have to be very careful right now, because what I mean by AI atrophy is that we start to delegate our soul, our craft, and our thought leadership to AI. And that is actually the problem. AI's job is, it's a machine. It's actually not a very smart machine. You're the smart machine, okay? Humans are the ones with the cognitive ability, with the context, with the storytelling, with all the juice, okay? The AI models, whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, AI agents, as I mentioned, they are very useful tools that help be reflectors and mirrors and even editors to our deep thoughts and our established work. And so we have to be careful of, again, not to get in what I call AI atrophy. Before I get into what AI atrophy completely is, let me just tell you that I love AI, meaning I use it daily for productivity, and I use it also to do some what I call level 1 thought partnership with me. And what I mean by that is when I have a new idea, I will throw it into ChatGPT. I actually have a folder set up just for this instance where I ask ChatGPT, I have this new idea, and here are some bullet points that I have to support the idea. Can you give me a couple of ideas and research of how I can bring this idea forward, and also help me decide if I should do the idea at all, using my unicorn team innovation model? What I want you to notice there is that I'm using it for research. I'm using it for thought partnership from a very high level surface view, but I'm not allowing it to replace my actual written words or reframe my entire idea. And I think that's really important, because if we start delegating everything we know to ChatGPT or other AI models, what's gonna happen is we're gonna lose our ability to use the synapses in our brain to create our own frames of perspective and reference. Now, why is this dangerous? Well, because AI echo chambers are real, meaning that if you don't put this type of scaffolding or like boundaries around the way that you use AI to help you develop your thoughts and develop your words, you could get into the habit of actually delegating all your thoughts to it. And I do believe that is a big problem, especially if you want to be seen, heard, paid, and respected as a legitimate thought leader. This is why using it daily, like I do, but putting a cap on it. So for example, I only play with AI about an hour a day, give or take, and I on purpose do that so that I don't become less connected to other humans. Because even with the rapid momentum and knowing that AI is here to stay and it's going to occupy a lot of our lives in the future, it's the loss of human interaction and the loss of also human to human discernment and scaffolding that is the problem. And that's why I call that AI atrophy. You really do need real mentors and real colleagues or qualified experts to strategize with you. Because as I said, I personally use AI to process initial thoughts, distill some options, and give me bullet points back to discuss and debate with real people. People like my team, people like my clients, people like my own mentors. In fact, even my own therapist and life coach, okay? That way, I come prepared, I have some of my ideas sorted, and then once I do that human to human distillation, that gives me the time to go into what I call my thought leader white space to actually think, create, and philosophize what that all is. And that's how you get juicier, better, human-centric thoughts. And that's what the future of humanity really needs. Because when I spend more than an hour inside of AI doing anything else, I start to notice that I forget how much value in letting my brain work and letting it connect to my soul purpose and my heart space. And I start to lose some of the context clues that make me do that if I'm too reliant on AI. So it also keeps me from connecting with real people, as I said earlier, even my family. If you approach AI with your thought leadership to use it as actually part of your team, if you will, like use AI as a system that's part of your thought leadership, not replacing your thought leadership. And I can tell you that right now, because I do it this way and I have this scaffolding, and try it on, see if it works for you. This is what I recommend. Try it and see if it works for you. I'm personally 10x more productive and happier because I've approached it with this balanced view that supports my own values, dreams, desires, and goals. So if you want to know more of how you can do the same and use AI in a healthy and supportive way, this is one of the biggest conversations that we've been having inside of the Thought Leadership Collective, or TLC. Our goal at TLC is to get at least 1,000 women publish best-selling books by the year 2030. And we want them to use this book that has their thought leadership as an asset to accelerate their influence and affluence, which is more critical now than ever. So if you want to be in the room for our next call, go ahead and subscribe to the Brandcast newsletter to be notified about our next open house. The link is in the description below.